Welcome to your daily stimulus package and second stimulus check update. Hope you are doing well today. Give this video a thumbs up if you support a second stimulus check to struggling Americans. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this awesome community to stay informed on the latest stimulus updates, economic updates, and financial tips. And if you've been watching this channel but yet to subscribe, you are really missing out. Hit the subscribe button now to stay informed on the latest updates. We've got some big news, some really shocking news to cover in today's update. In today's update, we'll quickly discuss the recent GOP skinny bill that will be voted on today in the Senate. So the Senate will be voting on a new bill today, September 10th. And like we've mentioned in previous updates, this bill does not contain the second $1,200 direct stimulus payment to the people. And we'll also talk about the shocking news from the Washington Post. So there's a shocking report from Washington Post that basically has hundreds of people and dozens of people in Austria, people in different countries in Europe, receiving the U.S. stimulus checks. So according to this report right here, dozens of U.S. stimulus checks have allegedly been incorrectly mailed to residents of Austria. And one resident of Austria, basically a 73-year-old man, here's what he said about that. He said, "We quietly went to the bank where we were told they'll see if it's real. 3 days later, we had the money in our bank account." So he and his wife each received $1,200. So they both got $1,200 stimulus checks, while we have people in the United States that have been desperately waiting for months for the second stimulus check. And then we also have millions of people who still have not received the first stimulus checks. But what do we get? We get stimulus checks going to folks in Europe. So this is something that I wanted to quickly bring to you guys. And the interesting thing here is that none of these folks are U.S. citizens or U.S. residents. Although this guy in this report, he briefly worked in the U.S. in the 1960s, and he still receives a little bit of pension from that period of employment. But still, there are other people here who have received. This article clearly says hundreds of people have cashed U.S. stimulus checks at Austrian banks in recent months. So this has been going on for months, not just weeks or days or a recent development. This has been going on for the recent months. So just wanted to bring this to you. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. And the interesting thing here is I want to know how you feel about these very reports from the guy, from the Austrian guy who got the stimulus checks. So basically what he's saying, this guy said, "Initially I felt bad thinking those poor Americans, maybe they need the money more urgently than we do here in Europe." Wow, this sounds like a ridicule to me. It sounds somewhat condescending on the people. Basically saying those poor Americans, from a perspective of someone in Europe, it's just interesting to see how people in other countries perceive folks in the US, and I'm not sure why this is the case, but again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. For him to say those poor Americans, maybe they need the money more urgently than we do here in Europe, and then he said in the grand scheme of things it's peanuts. Just let me know, you can go read the full article for yourself. I'll leave the link in the description section below, so you can go check out this article and let me know what you think about it. I'm just wanting to bring you the news so you can see for yourself what's going on out there with the stimulus checks and the stimulus package. So right on to the votes that are happening today. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, like we already know her stance on the GOP skinny stimulus bill. She has rejected, or she has predicted a rejection of this very bill. But right now we've got Mitch McConnell, Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, saying that it is a vote for senators to say whether they want to move forward toward huge amounts of relief for kids, jobs, and health care, or whether they are happier doing nothing. So basically, Mitch McConnell will be putting these votes today, and the requirement for this vote is 60 votes. So they need 60 votes in order for this to pass in the Senate today. So we'll keep an eye on this and see if this bill passes in the Senate today, and then we'll bring you the update on that one. So let's move right into what House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said in her statement. So in the press release yesterday for the transcript of an interview between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and MSNBC's Andrea Mitchell. So here we have a report from this interview, and this interview basically went over a few items, but we're not going to talk about the other things that do not apply to the second stimulus check or the stimulus package. We're going to dive right into the actual contents here that pertain to the stimulus package. So the reporter from MSNBC, she asks House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, here's what she asked. She says, well, going forward, Mitch McConnell has scheduled a vote for tomorrow, that's today, on the so-called skinny bill, which has some relief in it for the people, but doesn't have what you want for state and local governments. It does not have all of the relief that you want for the people. It's trillions of dollars short of what you want. Is it better to proceed with a vote? He says he's got the votes. And so here's House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's response. So she says, you know what? He doesn't have the votes. Then the reporter from MSNBC asks again. She asks, she says, the proof will be whatever we see tomorrow on the floor, tomorrow being today, Thursday. So this interview was conducted yesterday, Wednesday, September 9th. And then Nancy Pelosi says again, he doesn't have the votes. Now, the reporter from MSNBC, Andrea Michelle, now asks Pelosi, she says, is it better to go forward with some? And when she says some, she's talking about some provisions that are in the stimulus package. You know, the Republicans have always wanted to do a piecemeal stimulus package, but the Democrats wanted to have the whole thing lumped together and not do piecemeal packages. So now this is Nancy Pelosi's report. Pay attention to this. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi responds to that by saying, no, it isn't. So it isn't okay to move forward with some. And then she says, thank you so much for that question, because I hear it a lot, and clearly it springs from all the good intentions we have. We all have to help people as soon as we can. Then she says, it does nothing. There are millions of kids who are food insecure. Millions, maybe 14 million in our country, food insecure. He has nothing for that. There are millions of families victims of evictions because they can't pay the rent. They don't care about that. So basically, they mean the Republicans don't care about that. Again, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. While we wait for Congress to finalize the next stimulus package, you may have to pick up a side hustle or side gig to get some cash or make some extra money from home. Be sure to check out the video on the left to discover the one-of-a-kind website that pays you hundreds to thousands of dollars to just read out loud. This is a free, simple, and exclusive side hustle, and in this video, you'll discover the step-by-step process to get started today. And if you want the best-kept secret to increase your credit score fast, check out the video on the right. Don't forget to help others find this video quicker by liking this video and sharing it. And also, be sure to subscribe now as we track the latest progress on the next stimulus package. See you in the next update. Be safe and thank you for watching.